Hey, what is going on, guys? Show the Chocobo here, and welcome back to some more ARK survival here on the Scorched Earth little map that we've been doing, and we've come pretty far. For those of you who have not been paying attention, have just decided to come back in, I'm just going to do a little brief recap real quickly. We do have a little base over yonder, not too big of an operation, but we do have one by a water vein that we set up a well on, but nothing too crazy going on there. We do have the text racks. We got ourselves a couple of different critters here for quickly gathering the materials we need for any adobe structures, adobe being this stuff. We do have this house here. There is a bed located inside of this little area, nothing else really going on in there. And then we have created this entire little walkway across, and then this little hatch down that you can get into, and we're going to be putting almost all of our electronics esque stuff into that little bit there as well. We also have our storage and everything all set up. We do have the basic crafting things, so we have 2 refining forges as well as our smithy, and I think all in all that's about it. We do have a fabricator in the electrical part, the wind turbine of course giving us power, and that is, I think, about all that is going on that I think people need to be too terribly aware of. So, now that we've done all this part, we have to go on to something that is actually a build-ish, and I say ish because it's not entirely it's kind of a weird thing for us to do out of nowhere, but it occurred to me that we don't really have a good defense mechanism, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to learn these large crop plots, and you might have guessed at this point, we're going to go ahead and build ourselves one of these bad boys, and by one of these I mean a number of these, and we're going to actually go ahead and use those to create some kind of safety system. And with the safety system, I'm assuming it's just going to be a safety system. I'm hoping it's not like some kind of weird berry system, although that would be kind of cool in its own right, but that's not what we're hoping for. What we're hoping for right now is, well, number one, what I'm hoping for is I'm going to put some oil into the forge, and I'm hopefully going to get more gasoline. But we're going to actually go ahead and use that plant species Y, and hopefully that is going to give us what we need. I don't entirely know what species Y will do, how it's different, if it's just about the same, maybe it's really vastly different, I have no idea. But we'll see. We'll see how that all goes down. And also, it occurred to me, and I don't know why this didn't occur to me until just now. We have this. I've never put this down. Oh, never mind. Wait, what? Oh, I can throw it. Okay, yeah, let's put that away. Let's not. I thought this was something that you put down. I've been holding onto this oil slick for quite some time. Let's put it away. All right, let's go ahead and put our toys away here. Let's put that into here. You can hang out here. I don't know what you really are for. Alright, so we have all that going on. We did have this giant hatch frame. I'm going to go ahead and put that with the other blueprints, which are located right over here, kind of tucked away. And I think we're in pretty good shape here. I do have an extra pike that we found, I believe, from a drop, if I'm not mistaken. No, actually, that might have been from a critter. I think about it. Alright, and then a couple of these things, odds and ends, bloody blah blah. And nothing too crazy, it looks like. Okay, I think I'm actually in pretty good shape. I'm going to just drop off this clay right here. And we actually have a good bit of wood in there. I didn't realize that we had wood. Alright, so let's go ahead and drop that all into... I'm even going to drop this ladder in there. Why not? We'll leave that in there for the time being. Alright, and let's get crack-a-lacking on the mission at hand. So, plant species Y. I'm going to need some wood for this to work. I'm also... Ooh, wait, what is this? Choco, plant Y is an organic bear trap. Does it not shoot things? Okay, I don't know. I guess it's possible that we might be a little bit confused as to what exactly it does. Oh wait, what happened to my little bug friend? Oh, there you are. Hey there, buddy. Now, I know this is kind of a rude thing for me to do, but I'm going to need to take you... I need you to be pooping in a very controlled environment, so I'm going to need to throw you into the bedroom. That's sanitary, right? It'll be fine. It'll be fine. All right, let's go ahead and set this guy to wandering, so he can actually, attemptively wander. And let me go ahead, take out some of that. And can I shuffle this around? Can I maybe do this? Yeah, no, maybe. Here, if I do this, no, really? Can't do that? Okay. Alright, Alright, we'll just do that then. That looks okay. That looks more reasonable. Alright, so we're going to leave our little dung beetle friend there. I'm going to leave this door open, actually. And it can't escape from the doorways, which is strange to me, but they can't. So we'll leave that be. Alright, and then we need to get ourselves some crop plots going. I apologize for my voice if it sounds kind of like, Choco, why do you sound like you're close to death? It's not because I'm necessarily close to death. It's because I am currently, I don't know, my throat has been kind of feeling scratchy, and it goes in and out of being scratchy. I also just saying shiny teeth in me on stream, which probably didn't help my chances at all. But I'm going to go ahead and just keep on plopping along and hoping that it doesn't cause too many problems. Alright, so there's 300 stone right there. And I think at this point I just need wood. Yeah, I actually have plenty of thatch as well, so we should be all in good shape, I think. Now, yeah, we do have some thatch here. And does my thorny dragon have any wood? You better believe it. And let's go ahead and take out a good portion of these, and let's make 3. Let's go ahead and make 3 of these crop plots. Now, I don't know how they work. I don't know what they do. Plant Species X created that like kind of stationary turret thing. And that was totally cool by me, right? That was 100% a-okay by me. I was happy with it. I was happy as clam. But let's see how this goes, because I don't really know what will end up happening with this. I'm assuming what would happen is we would be getting something. If they're saying it's a bear claw trap, that doesn't make sense. I guess it's just a bear trap. I don't know why I keep on trying to say the word claw in there, because I don't think it fits, but we're going to go ahead and see what this actually does. It will probably take a little while to mature. That is the one kind of downside here, is that this will probably take a little while to kind of get on its own. And I know I have Plant Species Y somewhere. I know I have it somewhere. There you are, okay. I should have more than this. What happened to it? Oh, whatever. Alright, so we have some Plant Species Y. Let's go ahead and let's plant some of those seeds into there. And let's go ahead, throw in some poop. Throw in, I don't know why I put that in there. Plant Species Y. And it is not irrigated, and that's fine, because we can go ahead and set the irrigation system up. Actually, in truth, what we can do here, irrigation. We can do a stone irrigation, stone tap, and a straightaway. Because this is all stone, and that's actually a good thing for us, because we actually have a really, really solid thing of stone, which is strangely not always the case for us, but in this case, it's true. We do actually have a good, healthy source of stone, because our Doedicurus, in his mission to collect sand, he's gathered quite a bit of this stuff, so that's a-okay by me. So let's go ahead and get some water in here. Let's get a tap and a cross thing going, and then we'll just kind of set this up and see what it is, because I honest to God, have no idea what this does. But we'll see what happens. Alright, so okay. I don't quite remember. I'm pretty sure that the end facing away from me is the part where the water comes from. So I guess it would be like this. That is a really, really goofy... That's a really, really goofy thing. Okay, let's go ahead, just put that there, I guess, if that works. Are you irrigated now? I mean, I know you're not right next to it, but... Okay, yeah, that's irrigated. Okay, that's good enough. I'll be like, that should be good enough. That really shouldn't be giving me trouble. Alright, so it's irrigated. It will have all the water in the world that it could possibly want. I'm actually going to go ahead and throw down 2 more of these things. And just kind of use this as like a very, very shady farm land area thing. I have no idea if that's going to be irrigated. Yes, it is. Awesome. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and use that for some easy and reliable farm plots, because, you know, why not? Thorny dragon, I need some more of the wood. Alright, let's go ahead and make... I think I need 2 more? I do need some more than what I got. I do know that. Alright, I'm just going to go ahead and put that down. I need 1 more, so I'm going to need a little bit more stone. Doedicurus, I don't have any more on you. My Kylo might. My Kylo might actually get... Or not get, but he might have some that are just on him from last time, hopefully. And Kylo, what do you think? Do you think you got it in you? Oh, you better believe it. And some metal to boot, too. Nice. Alright, so let's go ahead and craft this up. That should be enough for the long grass, the savo root, the citronal, and I'm missing one. What am I missing? Citronal, long grass, savo root. There's one more. I can't remember what it is. What am I missing? Long grass is the corn. Savo root's a potato. Citronal is the lemon. The carrots. What are the carrots called? I don't remember what the carrots are called. Yeah, I don't remember. All right, whatever. Whatever the case may be. Let's go ahead, hop onto the back of our Trelelatops here. Yeah. Trelelatops should be able to help out with our lack thereof berries, or not berries, with seeds. All right. So far, no seeds. So off to a terrible start. Come on, don't Trelelatops, don't troll me right now. I need you. There we go. There's some citronal seed. I need. Okay, long grass, savo root, rock carrot. That's what it's called. It's literally a carrot. Rip. All right, and with that, let's go ahead. Whoop. Nope. Wrong. Seed, savo root, rock carrot, long grass, and citronal. Alrighty. And then that should take care of our immediate farming needs, because we never really did do this, which some people might be like, I don't really get why this would even matter to begin with, but the reason why it matters is because I would like to have, if I need to make it, because I haven't really run into this need yet, but if I want to, I don't have the ability to actually make the, I forgot what they're called, the thingamajigs, the thing is kibble. I don't have the ability to make kibble yet. And I also won't have the ability to make the stews and all those different like little food things that you can make as well, which is also not exactly what we would like to have. We would like to have the ability to make those as well, but we'll see. Now, I'm wondering if Trelelatops, are you going to work the same way that our buddies did, like literally the buddies? If so, do you poop like a monster if I do not see large amount. Wait, is that your little poop? They poop such little poops? How does something that small come out of something that big? What? How? How is something that big? I am going to be completely honest here. That was the biggest curveball I think I've ever been thrown by ARK. Wow, that was little itty bitty poops. All right, Rex, Tex, I need you to poop me a storm here, buddy. I need you to poop out an absolute mountain of food. And by food, I mean poop. The other food. No? All you use one poop? Come on, man. Alright, let's go ahead and just speed click through this. Come on, keep on pooping. The things we do. The things that we have to do to make this work. It's kind of ridiculous. Alright, let's go ahead. We'll drop that poop off into there. Drop that poop off into there. Drop this little poop off into there. And I guess we'll just throw the 3 small ones into the potatoes. And it's not a whole lot of fertilizer, but it should do. It should do for the time being. We do. At some point, I just need to do something to get more stuff. Just more raw stuff. Alright, so I'm going to need to get some more meat onto the Tex Rex, because Tex Rex, I did just kind of forcibly make him poop a whole lot of his food away. So I'm going to need some more food myself. Going to need some Tex Rex food. Not, you know, food made of Tex Rex, but food from Tex. You get what I'm saying. Alright, let's go ahead and up that melee damage up. Let us see. Just going to back away. And then let's turn this Rex around, and let's go actually hunting. I think some Morellatops would be okay. Honestly, I kind of feel like it would not be a bad idea for me to eat up some of the roos around here, just because there's so many of these roos. It's kind of crazy how many roos there are here. Like, look at that. There's so many. Considering, like, they're not considered, I don't think, to be rare, but there's just so damn many of them. It's crazy. Alright, let's go ahead. Chompity chomp chomp. Oh, the Morellatops are fighting back. Ooh, this may end poorly. I don't think it should. Oh god, there's a Dodicarus getting involved in the fight. Alright, I think we have this handily, actually. My health does not seem to be going down too terribly much. Alright, there goes another Morellatops there. Both the Dodicarus are hiding in their shells. Let me go ahead, up the melee damage while I wait for them to uncurl. I just right click. Get out of your shells. Come on. And then... we get overkilled. This Dodicarus is just like, please leave me alone. I don't want to die out here. And bang, bang, bada boom. Let's go ahead and chomp up some of these guys. Good bit of meat. Okay amount of carrots, I guess. Not a whole lot, but okay amount. Man, is it just me, or is the sound just like really hilariously loud? Let's turn that down a little bit. Alright. And then let's see. What happens if I fight a Roo? I don't remember. Do Roos attack me, or do they just run? I think they just run for their lives. Yeah, they just run for it. They just make a run for it. That's okay. Alright, so let's go ahead, turn this Rex around. We have plenty of meat for the time being, I believe. So let's go ahead and get out of here. Maybe... I see an opportunity to take on a... What is that sound? Did anyone else hear that? Combat happened somewhere. I don't know where, but combat did happen somewhere. I just heard that sound of, I think, a Parapal getting hit. Yeah, that Parapal definitely got hurt. What happened? Hold on. Did I... Am I stepping on them? Is that what's happening? Back away. Dodicarus, I am telling you right now, you do not want to mess with me. This is not a fight that you can win. Back away. Just back away. This Dodicarus must pay for its crimes, but there's no reason. This Parapal's like, wait, what? Get back away, buddy. You don't want to get involved in this nonsense. Alright. Level 40 Dodicarus, huh? Thank you for your meat contributions. And let's go ahead, move onward. Ever forward. Whew. And let's go put some more meat, I think, onto the fire and get some of that cooked up. And then we'll leave a lot of this raw meat just kind of as is, just chillaxing. Let's take a look here. Yeah, kind of looks funny. Looks like a big zit. I don't know. Alright. Let's go ahead and take 60 raw meat out of you. And thorny dragons. I actually am not entirely sure what thorny... Do you guys eat berries? I think you guys eat berries. Do you eat berries? I think you eat berries. Hold on. I know Argentavis. Yeah, we probably need to hook Argentavis up a little bit more meats there. But let's give some Majo berries to Thorny. I think he does like some good old-fashioned berries. Or do you like meat? Oh, you like meat. I mean, I guess you are a thorny dragon rather than a thorny like llama or something. Alright, let's go ahead and get some more meat out of here. We also need a feeding trough. And that didn't really occur to me, but we probably should get a feeding trough. Let's do that actually. There's no reason not to. Feeding trough. Alright, there we go. And that's going to require us to have some wood, some raw metals. I can certainly take some raw metals out of here. I am going to want 16, so I can make 2. 1 for the berries, 1 for the meats. And then I'm going to need some wood, which I think we have enough? Nope. Alright, let's go Thorny Dragon. Together we will go get some wood, hopefully, without too much incident. Let's go across the river. Let's go across the river. And let's go see what we got ourselves here. Oh, this thing walks around real weird. I don't know. Alright, please do not hit the Ankylo. Alright, we just released the Ankylo from captivity. You should be thankful. Thankful, I say. Alright, let's go hit up the other tree. And then let's go ahead up the melee damage. Okie dokie. And then with that, we've made ourselves enough wood for the time being. I suppose we'll just... Oh, I saw that, Tex Rex. You just pooped. Let's go ahead and wiggle this booty on over. Alright, very good. Take some wood off you. And then let's go ahead and make 2 feeding troughs. One, that is not enough. I need thatch, I suppose. Alright, then 2. Alright, looking good. And then we'll just, I guess, leave these on the side here. Something like that. And then we'll put like the meats into here. That'll be good. That'll be a good way to do this, I think. Alright, so we'll go ahead and leave some of the meats on here. We'll even take some squirrel meat and throw it on there, because I think our dung beetle is the only one that currently operates all this stuff, so let's go ahead and just leave a little bit of that in there. It's pretty good. And then Venomoth is covered. Now these two, the Doedicurus and the Ankylo, they will not be able to reach it from there, but if we brought them closer by, we could certainly do that. Let me get some berries now. Get some of these random ones. Doesn't really matter what I give them. Let's go ahead and toss that into here. Well, something's eating them. Something was going hungry. I'm assuming that's going to be you. Yeah, it does appear to be you. Alright. And then Ankylo and Doedicurus. Now, Ankylo, do you see a metal node having regenerated where you are? Negative. Does not look like that is the case. Alright, so you and Doedicurus, both of you come home with me. Let's go back. Alrighty. Come on. Oh, Ankylo can't move. He's too fat, isn't he? Okay, but it reaches all the way to the far side there. That's actually a pretty good deal. Let's go get the metal off of the Ankylo, drop it off into the refining forge. It is kind of a shame. I don't really want to lose all of that stone and flint in combination, because we can just make spark powder out of it, right? So I don't particularly want to lose all of it, so we'll see. We are currently level 62, so level 63 is currently gained, so that's always good. I don't know why I ran over here. I want to go run over to there. And apparently you, little buddy, you apparently were screeching or something, and I just never heard you scream. Sorry about that. I saw in the comment section some people were like, Choco, how are you that I died? Why? What did I just punch? Is that my hand? Am I punching my... Okay. Can I... Is there any chance? Nope. I'm stuck. I'm stuck. Alrighty. Alright. Okay. I see how it is. I see how it is. For some reason, Scorched Earth is giving me a lot of that trouble of, like, if I'm standing on a floor that I create, it just does not want anything to do with it. It's just, like, noping straight out of there. Alright, come on. And then, blah, blah, blah. I will say that the loading speed of the game seems to be a little bit faster than it used to be. The loading speed of this game used to be pretty awful. Alright, there we go. Alrighty, and then let's go ahead, drop this into the refining forge. Ooh, we ran out of the spark powder, which, speak of the devil, that's what we have plenty of coming its way, so that's actually alright. Okay, let's go ahead, drop the spark powder into here. Bada bing, bada bang, bada boom. That's now on fire and ready to go. And let's go ahead and just ferry over some more of this stuff. Some more of the metal, some more of that flint and all that goodness. Okay, we'll just ferry over the 200 metal for now. Ferry over the last bit of 60, I guess, and then we'll just start putting some stone around and about. Should be okay. But let's go see. Let's go see and pick up that poop. when you become over encumbered because of one thing of poop. Rest in pepperonis. All right, let's go ahead and drop this into here. Let's go ahead and see if we just run over this stuff. A-okay by me. A-okay. All right. And then since you were so patient, oh crop plot, you shall get that first. And this is still a seedling, so it's not really making terribly large advances by way of growing particularly fast. Is this Venomoth poop? Yeah, it's Venomoth's poop. Thorny Dragon, what do you poop out? Medium? Yeah, you poop out a pretty decent, respectable size. Alright, and let's go ahead. I suppose we'll lop that into here, honestly. Just lop it in there. Alright, let me go ahead. We need to run back one more time, get the metal, I guess we can take some of the flint back with us, although admittedly I don't really have a particular need for flint right now, but let's go ahead and take some flint back with us. Ain't no harm in it. Flint doesn't weigh that much. Alright, so take the flint back, deposit the flint, and then we'll go back for the stone, and then that should round up for some spark powder, and I can also make some more dough because... Is there something coming? Are you freaking out? Are we cool, or are we... You're just scratching yourself? You just itchy. Oh no! Why do I... Oh, thank God. Wait, am I... Okay, if I just crouch move, I just need to get out of my house. My lord, adobe structures are just like quicksand. Like, what is going on? Alright. I'm not trying to be silly or theatrical about it. It's literally, if I go onto adobe structures and I crouch or anything near there, like, sucks me into its soul and I can't get out. It's really bizarre. Must say, not a huge fan of that. Alright, let me go ahead, and then I guess we'll just drop off most of this flint in here. Alright, that's currently at the right ratios, just about. Here, I'm just gonna... whatever. We'll just take care of that a little bit. And then we got some more spark powder in here. Spark powder is away. Let's throw in some flint into there. What are we missing here? We're missing 23. And there we go. That rounds it out. And... Alright, cool beanerinos. So there's all the flint gone, and I think that should be enough room that even you can move now, I think. Alright, can you move? Hey, there he goes. Alright, come on, Nkala. You can make it. Oh, look at him. It's like a really happy puppy. These things are really, like, all of the... I think I look at dinos now, and I'm like, they're puppies. They're not dinosaurs. They're just really, really cool looking puppies. Alright, there is 200 stone acquired. Looking good, and Kylo was hungry. I heard him chomping away at that food. Alright, and then we'll just drop off some of that stone. Craft 400 spark powder. And I suppose we're actually in fairly good shape here. 5 off. That's okay. And let's go see. Let's see if Dung Beetle has made any progress here. Have you made for us some good old-fashioned pooperinos? Ooh, look at all that fertilizer already. Alright, and then I'll leave you with some more poop. I'll take the oil from you. I'll leave you with some more spoiled meats in case you feel like that is what you want to consume. And then I will go ahead and leave you to your task. Alright, so we got ourselves some more meat. I want the meat sweats, darn it. I want them. Alright, and then we're going to go ahead, zip on down here, just deposit this little odds and ends of oil. I guess we can take some hide off of Tex, and then we'll just use that hide to make some more gasoline. So we'll just do that real quick. And that should be the start of something quite beautiful. Alright, so that's going to be the gasoline going. We got actually a lot, not a lot, but we do have a decent chunk of metal going. It's such a nice change of pace to live near the metal source. Because we always used to have to run, well not run, but we would fly over to Metal Mountain, grab the metal, come back. It wasn't the world's worst procedure, but it was not convenient. But this is really convenient, so I'm all sorts of down for this new development that we've had. Alrighty, so the crops are all growing. They appear to all be in the seedling stage. I think we're actually in pretty good shape here. So we're going to leave that to do its thing, and we're going to just kind of leave that be. We're going to make one more tech advancement, I think. If I'm not mistaken, we're going to try to make a tech advancement. I just want to make sure that I'm not talking out my butt. So give me one moment. I am going to need... Where are you? Where are you? Where are you? Because we already learned how to make the industrial grill, but I don't actually really want an industrial grill right now because I don't have a use for that much cooked meat at the moment. But what that'll come into play for is if we find something that gives a lot of prime meat, that's whenever this will come into play. I really should learn how to make a GPS, but I also kind of feel like we're going to find them once we do our Oprah episode, which it's going to happen sometime in the near future. We actually couldn't do a mantis owl. The tape jarrah, which is that weird pterodactyl looking thing that we found. Cluster grenade. Okay. We could technically learn the fabricated pistol and stuff, although I don't see a particular reason to do that either. I'd much rather do it some other ways. The refrigerator, I mean, it's nice. I would certainly say it's nice. I'm going to learn oil pump. I'm not going to be able to do this yet, but I think that will be something important. I suppose the grinder. Let's learn the grinder. Has already learned grinder. Well, darn it. Alright, so let's go ahead, do that. And I suppose we'll make a refrigerator? Alright, so if memory serves, the grinder costs some stupidly large amount of things. So grinder, yeah, 3,200 metal, 2,000. No, nope. that's not happening right now. Level of not happening is pretty darn high. Now we can do this, the refrigerator. We can do that. So I'm going to go ahead and start crack-a-lacking on getting the things we require for that. And I think a fair way to start is let's go actually start by getting some crystal. Because we do need some crystal, and as part of this expedition, I'm also going to make it a side mission. I don't know why that's there. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and make it a side mission to also see if we can acquire ourselves some more avian friends. Which, before I commit to this, do I have the necessary trank arrows? 36. But if you account for chocobo aim, then we should probably be rocking more like 100,000 bajillion, but we'll settle for a little bit less. Alright, let's go here. Narco berries. Very nice. 179 narco berries. And I think I've been filling up some more narcotics in here, if I'm not mistaken. Yep, I have. Alright, excellent, excellent, excellent. Let me go ahead and drop these off into there, make some more rugs, and then make a lot of those rugs happen there. We'll do 50. 50 is a pretty nice number. Alright, and then, yep, we are all in good shape there. So we will go ahead and do the 50. And, ooh, apparently, apparently preserving salts are the bee's knees, which reminds me, we never did this. Preserving bin. Do I even know how to make a preserving bin? I don't believe so. So I have heard some stuff about preserving salts being absolutely amazing for holding on to things, and they do well in the preserving bin. Now, that all said and done, how well it works, I don't truly know. But I think we can make that right now. Yeah, we have enough stone here. Alright, so let's make a preserving bin. There's no harm in doing that. So let's make a preserving bin. And let's put that down somewhere. I do remember seeing this in the comment section below. A couple of people were like, preserving bins are pretty darn good. Like, you may want to get into that hype soon. I was like, okay. Alright, let's put that, like, right here. Suspiciously. Hello? Okay. The game was like, I don't know. Use spark powder, oil, and cooked meat to make jerky over hours. Well, I don't really need that. However, I'll take some spark powder, throw that into there, and then I guess we are going to go ahead and use the preserving salts to then extend that lifetime to be a lot larger. But okay, now I don't know what I'm going to need. I need sulfur and raw salt. So we know where to get the raw salt from. Those are the things I thought were crystals, but were not crystals. And then I don't know where to get sulfur from, but I imagine it's from some kind of rock. It's going to be some kind of mineral thing. Maybe it probably is going to be something that looks like salt/crystals would be my guess. That would be my assumption here. Alright, so let's go ahead and take to flight. Go ahead and craft some of those bad boys while we're going, because it wouldn't be ARK unless we heard the incessant sound of crafting while we go fly about and do those things. Alright, so what do we got going on over here? If memory serves, there are some salt crystals up here. Yeah, I think that's some salt right there. Let's go ahead and see. think these are salt. Because I remember looking at these and I was like, oh, yay, we're right next to crystals. We were not next to crystals. Yeah, so there's some raw salt. So that answers question number 1. And we are looking for yellow vein rocks. Okay, we do not need 3 billion salt. But I guess we're going to get it anyways. Regardless of what I want, we're going to get a lot of salt. So, cheers for that, I guess. Alright, let's see here. We're climbing at 500. All these flavors, and you choose to be salty. Good lord, almost 600 in salt. Is that really necessary? Alright, stone. Let's be serious, it's always necessary. You know what, I'll bring the stone back. Why not? I mean, I might as well bring it back. I can make more spark powder, but we're close enough to home, that's not a big deal. Alright, we'll go ahead and drop this off. I do need to up the movement speed here. I'm just that little tiny bit too heavy, so my Argentavis is flying a little bit slower than it normally would. That's A-okay. Let's go ahead and go down, get this all rocking and a-rolling. And I suppose... Well, I don't know. Yeah, no. So what we'll do is, I don't have the sulfur right now to make the actual preserving salts. I do know that I do have a preserving salts that I found, right? I think that did happen. Those feeding troughs are not even remotely lined up correctly. That's alright. That's going to drive me crazy at some... I just know at one point I'm going to start freaking out, being like, why are they not in the right position? That's okay, though. I'll only lose my mind partially. Alright, if I ever had one to begin with, let's be honest here. Questionable as well. Alright, so there's another 400 spark powder on the way. And some random 62 rocks or so. Which, I mean, honestly, no one has to know. Alright, and then some salts. We do have a lot of organic polymers. We did get a lot of organic polymers per mantis. And these things, they weren't the worst in the world to deal with. Here, let's go ahead. Take all these polymers. Reorder them a little bit. They'll last a little bit longer. We'll have like 2 or something if we ever need to use it. But hey, 2 is better than none. Alright, and then Argentavis, let's go ahead, fly back out. And let's go see. And then apparently there is a vessel? Vessel. Stores preserving salts and makes them last longer. Sure. Clay? Yeah, that's doable. I don't want to do it right now, but we can certainly do that at some point. So I'm looking for a yellowish rock, which sounds really vague, is kind of vague. The only thing that I'm a little bit concerned about is the other yellowish rock that we run into tends to be a rock elemental, which is not what we want. That's the exact opposite of what we want. So do have to be a little bit mindful of that. How in the world did you get up here, Morellatops? Explain to me how you ended up here. There is literally no way for you to have ended up here, but yet here you are. Although you do have a really cool color scheme, but still, how? Like, why? Why are you up here? Alright, whatever. We'll go down. And let's see, what do we have? We have a little blue drop there. Looks like some salt crystals, some trees and whatnot. I don't see anything that looks particularly yellow. But I still have to go over this way anyhow, because I do, of course, need to go find... I guess I'll swing by this blue drop real quick. But I do need to go find myself a good old-fashioned Argentavis, among other things, so... yeah, sure, why not? Not really a good reason not to. Alright. So we would like to find an Argentavis, ideally. Ideally, we'd like some Argentavis that are decent level. We'd also like to find ourselves a good bit of crystal, and then we'll be on our merry way. If memory serves, crystal's over by where the metal is. It's been a while, so my brain isn't exactly remembering where I found what. Also, it would be really good if I could find one of those tape things, one of those sneaky little, not pterodons, but are totally pterodons. That would be pretty cool. Okay, got some talent here. Alright, let's see here. Level 32, not impressed. 16, nope, not impressed. 12, not impressed. You all are not going to make varsity, I'm sorry. Alright, let's go for the purple drop, I suppose. if it's safe, which is, you know, questionable. Alright, purple drop. I don't see anything that, oh, I don't see anything that's going to eat me. Carno just hanging out. Argentavis literally right on top. You know what? The purple drop's not worth it. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, but it's just not worth the trouble. Wait, was that? Oh, that's metal rock. That's a metal node. Hmm. Do we have... There's an Argentavis right over there. Circling about. It's level 4. It's about to die to something that's fighting with. I don't know what it's fighting though. And there's another Argentavis over yonder. If I can not lose track of where I'm looking. Okay, right around there. Ooh, a level 60. I can count numbers. Alright, hold on. Let me go and just kind of dink it. Yoo-hoo! Hey there. Yep, that's right. You stay right on me. Please, dear God, do not let there be anything horrifying up here. I do not want to die today. What is this little area? This is kind of neat. A little palace thing. I don't know what that is. And before one of these rocks is just really, really slow rock elemental. Alright. Let's go ahead. Just zing it once. Yoo-hoo! That's right. You stay on me. Eyes on the prize, buddy. Please do not do anything dumb here. Oh crap. No. No, I don't want to make a tribe. Nope, that was such a marvelous shot. Oh my goodness, you would not believe how great of a marksman I am. Can you please fall asleep? You are so close to dead. You are going to die at this rate, and that helps neither of us. Don't die. Oh. Well, Choco, in order for it to have a chance of dying, you'd have to hit it. And before it just flops right now. Really? 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 Game? Really? Are we really doing this right now? Are you gonna really make me do this? Okay. Alright. Shot of dreams! That is not even in the same zip code. Alright. Shot of... missing... shot... What am I even doing at this point? Okay, you know what? Fine. Forget it. Forget it. Forget it. Forget it. We'll just look at the other talent here. 12. I mean, in truth, a 60 isn't the greatest to begin with. I mean, it's not the worst. It's probably the highest we've found so far. But it's definitely not an ideal Argentavis. Just would have been nice to have had, but oh well. Oh, sad, sad times, fam. Sad, sad times. Is that another one? Or is it the same one? Is it the 44? That's 44. 44 is also not the worst, but not good enough for me to care enough about it. Alright, so let's get some crystal. Stay on task. Gotta do what we're meant to do here. Oh, wait, is that sulfur? It looks exactly like crystal. I also can't hit it. Okay, I can hit this. Are you like some kind of stupidly magical rock? Like, what's going on here? What is happening? Okay. We can... Game, please. Like, please stop being a savage, game. I would appreciate that greatly if you could stop being a little goober. Alright. Let's go ahead, harvest the rest of this crystal. I'm just waiting for the rock elemental. I'm just waiting for it. You know it's around the corner just being like, hey there, buddy. How you doing? So what are you? Can I even harvest you? Are you like a harvestable thing? It's looking more and more like the answer is no. Okay, I am making a decision to think that this thing is not a harvestable thing, even though it very clearly looks like a crystal, right? Looks like maybe I can like crowd. No, I was about to be like, can I prone to it? Yeah, no. Okay, so I don't know what that is or how that works, but whatever it is or does, it does not work now. I will jettison that primitive bow so fast. And that was literally all I needed to go under the weight. Rip. Alright, I guess we'll jettison that. Jettison some... Nope. Hello? Alright, let's just jettison a little bit more stuff here. Get rid of... we can drop the Majo berries, Mayhole berries. I've gotten conflicting reports about how that's pronounced. Some people are saying it's like sort of, I guess, Spanish. I don't know if that's a Spanish or I guess that would be Spanish. Mijo. That sounds like it would be a Spanish thing. Or maybe it's Japanese. Who knows? All right, let's go ahead. Apparently, sulfur looks like gold or something, so it's like a metal vein. It probably looks like this. Here, let's just see. Okay, I'm inclined to believe I was wrong. I was about to be like, I think that looks like gold. And, of course, leave it to me. We did not get the answer correct. Alright, we'll go home. Let's go home for now. And then we'll have to make another trip for sulfur. I mean, we don't have a really good purpose for sulfur at the moment. But we'll certainly take a look at it at some later point. But we need to start storing things, like storing things en masse. Like if it does come down to, especially raw prime meat somehow, then we will certainly look into it. But I guess it would be a low budget way to make like holding areas. I suppose that's possible. And what is going on with here? I am currently suffering heat stroke. Great. That sounds like a wonderful time game. That sounds great. That sounds absolutely wonderful. That sounds lovely. I'm looking forward to that. Not at all. All right. Paracers. I don't. Okay. Hi there, direwolf. Carnos. Pack of Carnos. Hi. Please don't eat me. All right. Let's go on. And there's actually one more thing out here, obviously, that we need to do, which is we have to also, at some point, not necessarily right this moment, but at some point we also need to figure out about the oil well business, because I don't know what's even happening with the oil wells. As far as I'm concerned, I would imagine I have to find like a thing that's like I know it's not an actual geyser of oil, but I would imagine you would want to find something like that where you can lay down like an oil derrick, but I have no idea if I've ever seen one before. I would imagine it looks like a giant just pool of black darkness trying to seep into your soul. I have no idea what it would be. Alright, let's go ahead, fly on over. And that blue drop should be pretty representative of whereabouts we need to be. So we'll go ahead, do that. Ooh, Arthropleura out here? A couple of Arthropleura out here. Is that a cave? No, Choco, it's part of a mountain. I don't know why I thought that was part of a cave, but it kind of seemed like it might be. Alright, let's go ahead. A couple of thorny dragons. And a whole oh! No! What? What? Why? Why are you? What? Oh my lord, it's following me. Please don't. Why is there one so close? That thing is actually really quite close to where I am. That could be a problem. That is that's terrifying. that's actually legitimately terrifying. I knew the rock elemental was waiting for me somewhere. I just didn't think it was waiting so close to home. That is not okay with me at all. Alright, home should be right around here. I think that's my boys right there. I think it's the crew. Let's go see what this blue drop has for us today. Oh, a free water jar. Hi there. I'll take a free water jar. Ain't no harm in that. Whew. Alright, so, yep, there's our little windmill of happiness. All looking great and grand. And then we have to just get ourselves our Argentavis landed and in good shape here. Because we do have the crystal now. which is a lot of the fight. For us in particular, but good lord, Argentavis, relax. Alright, let's go ahead and zip on down. And let's drop off the crystal into the fabricator. I don't have quite enough to run this yet. We're not quite at that point. But 200 crystal is certainly a step in the right direction. So let me go ahead. It's electric. This is so confusing. Alright, we need electronics, which is metal. The polymer, we can actually use the organic polymer. That's actually a great use of that polymer, because that stuff's going to go to waste otherwise. So let me go ahead, get that polymer out of there. 23, that's absolutely scrumptious. That's not a good way to put that, but you get what I'm saying. Alright, so that would be grand. That would take care of our polymer requirements. And then let's go ahead, grab some actual metal from here. There's 200 metal ingots, just casually just hanging out there. And let's go and do this stuff right here. And I need electronics, which means I'm going to need to make composite materials, turn that on, and then I need to craft a bunch of these. Sure, let's make 100 electronics. I know I don't need 100 electronics, but we might as well, honestly, at this point. And let's up that health a little bit. And then while that's going up, that should in turn inch us closer and closer. 8, 9, and then 10. Hello, game? I know you can make it. Don't you lie to me now. I don't understand. I don't understand this game. Ugh. Oh, it's because I'm... Wait, no. That doesn't make sense either. I don't know why. Oh, it's because I won't have enough after it's finished. I need to get a little bit more metal. I'm dumb. I am dumb, 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 dumb. Alright, let's go ahead. I was like, why can't I do this? I should be able to do it just fine. Nope. Leave it to Choco to be completely and utterly incorrect. Alright, let's go ahead, do this. Square away some metal. Now I can create it. Alright, so let's go ahead and make that refrigerator. Some good tech jumps here, I'd say. And let's go check on our little itty-bitty farm. There's still seedlings. Nothing really has changed. Our irrigation is 1 point off at all times, which is kind of irritating, but that's fine. Shoot. Alright. So plan B for what we can do during this time, since we're waiting for a lot of stuff to craft. I should go prancing around with our Kylo friend here. Level 126 in Kylo. And you are just an absolute stud. 314% melee damage. And again, I know about the water. It's loud. I get it. But I don't think there's a way for me to turn down just the water sound. I think I have to turn down all sound effects, and that is just not a good idea. I almost got sniped by a rock elemental. And that's a giant boulder creature that I couldn't hear, which is not a good thing. Oh, my. Alright, let's go see if I can find the metal. It might have been better if I had actually just looked for the metal node ahead of time and then done this, but that's alright. We'll just go ahead and just scrounge around here. Really? That much water splash for a puddle? Really? Good lord, game. Alright, and let's see. I think that's a little metal node hiding in the distance. I do think so. Look at this guy, tucked away, acting like it ain't all that. Come here. Alright, and then... Well, I got a lot of things. Not all of it was what I wanted. Here, how about this? Let's just do it as, I want the metal, everything else can go. Like, literally, everything else can go. And I'm over encumbered, because that's a little bit too much even for me. Alright, so I'm going to leave in Kylo right there. We're going to need a little bit more metal than that. Although, admittedly, I did think we had another metal node actually relatively close by. I can't remember where it was, though. But we'll see. Alright, let's go ahead. Zip on back over. Well, I say zip on, but let's be honest. This is very, very slowly. We can just go ahead and inch our way back home. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, actually... Where was that metal node? I'm thinking of a metal. I think it was hidden behind one of these bigger rocks. I can't remember if it was something that was closer by. I don't remember. All the desert rocks look the same, man. They look the same. I'm a rockist. I think all rocks look the same. I know. A lot of you are disgusted with me right now. You're like, wow, Choco. Thought you were better than that, but truth is, I think all rocks look the same. I just can't help it. Some people are like, nah, man, you can tell the differences. Just have to appreciate the differences. No. Nope, nope, nope. I think all rocks look exactly the same. Alright, let's go ahead. Scour. Let's scour for the metal node before we call in Kylo anywhere. I don't want to... Oh! Speak of the devil. Alright. Let's go ahead. Swing this booty right round. And let's go have ourselves a little bit more metal. Alrighty. And then that should be a decent chunk of metal, honestly. And okay, tell you what, let's also safe haven some of these narcos. Don't really need the narcos in truth, but we'll just go ahead and just save it for now. And then I'm going to drop the rest of this. Flint and stone, really not a big deal. And I can move? I can move. Holy cow, I can move. Alright, let's go ahead and drop those onto there. Let's just run back. We'll run back home. And then I think what we'll do is we'll drop this off and let this last little bit of metal smelt down. I wonder if there's a close spot to us that has a really handsome chunk of metal. I don't think there is. I'm trying to think to myself where it could theoretically be. I just don't know where it would be if it were here. I think over there is all the metal. Then again, I guess it stands to reason maybe there's one past the green obelisk, and I just wasn't looking very well. Because now I know I'm looking for like the dark mountains, like the... I don't think shale colored is quite the right way to express that, but you get the idea. That like darker gray area, I think that's the kind of mountain range we have to look for. Let's go ahead leaving Kylo here. I don't know what can pick up in Kylo either. That's another question I don't really have answered. I don't think Argentavis can carry in Kylo. Can they? Can you carry? I don't know. Okay. I don't know if an Argentavis can carry. I'm pretty sure they can't, actually. I'm almost certain that they can't. But now I'm starting to doubt myself because it's been a while. Let's craft some more rugs. And let's see here. Yeah, no, there's absolutely zero way. You're literally the size of it in Kylo. Alright. So that's not going to happen. Well, my guess would be that... Flying poop. My guess would be that we are going to need to do the wyvern hunting or something like along those lines. Now, if memory serves, I think I read a comment somewhere that was like, wyverns are a little bit weird in that wyverns have to be kind of dealt with in a different-ish way, so we may have to also be on the lookout for that. I'm going to put this fridge right there. You have no power. Why? Because I didn't put a power thing near you. So you legitimately just have no power. Alright, so here's what I can do. I do have a straightaway here. And I could probably do away with this at this point in time. But I can take this straightaway. And then I can snap it on. This is a conundrum. Alright, so I want it to be... I do want it to be over... I believe this will be the way to do it. So, like that, and then I have to snake it on over one that way. I think that will do the trick. So, let me see here. I'm going to need electrical... wire? Can't remember what it's called. Electrical cable. There we go, an intersection. These things are expensive. Alright. Power outlet thingy. I think that'll be all I need. Alright, and then let's just take these two things. Then we'll turn the fabricator off, so I don't need that to be running all the time. Alright, let's see. And... ooh. That is not what I thought would happen here. Okay, I know I put a intersection here, so why are you being such a weird little goober about this? There should be a snap point, like right there. What is happening? Here, hold on. Let's turn this on real quick. Let me see. Nope. Structures, electrical. Give me a straightaway here. And yes, yes. Okay, so I'm getting confirmation from stream that there is some egg thieving that I'm going to have to do in order to get our friends, you know, quote-unquote friends, the wyverns, because they're totally our friend. Ah, you little ferrets. All right, hold on. Up. Okay. How does this make any sense? Explain this to me. Alright, guess I need another T-junction. Okay, I don't get it. I don't understand why I need to do that, but I'm just destroying gasoline for absolutely no purpose. Not that it's really hard to get, I suppose, but still, I'm not too pleased about that. Alright. Let's turn it off again, and hopefully this time it's going to go over the way I want it to. Alright, so where is my cross junction? Alright. And of course I can't see anything, so let's go ahead and go up to the roof. Yeah, I could live with that. And then actually, what would this look like with a straightaway here? How far do you reach? And then just on the side here? Does that look the way I think it will? Yes! That looks good! Wow! These, like, the height that this was at was, like, perfect. That actually looks dope. Alright. And this is unpowered. What? Why are you... wait, what? Why are you unpowered? What? Wait a second. What? What happened here? Are you not making power? What? Oh. I guess it only is able to work sometimes. That's not good. So I still have to make an electrical generator, I guess. Because this isn't... so this isn't actually a one-thing solution. It's not a one-check solution. Let me see here. I'm guessing that 65% W is 65% wind. So not quite enough. Well, that's not good. That's a silly thing that for me to discover right now, especially. All right, so that is actually a problem. definitely a little bit of a problem. Electrical. I need a generator. I've already learned how to make a generator. Okay, great. How do I make an electrical generator? Just a little bit of metal in there, some electronics. We can do that. Alright, so let's go ahead. Let me zip on back here. Grab a little bit of the odds and ends of metal. So we are going to need to still put down some kind of generator of some sort somewhere. So let's go ahead. Structures. I really hope this doesn't go the way I think it will. I'm getting the feeling it will, though. I think that we'll probably end up finding that this, like, this will have some issues. Alright, so let me go ahead, take this electrical generator, turn that off. And honestly, electrical generators aren't too expensive. I'm kind of making a mountain out of an anthill kind of thing. It's not the worst thing in the world, but certainly is a pain in the butt. Not at all what we were hoping for. Oh, this will snap on? It will snap on. Well, that would be peachy, actually. Do I even want to know what that just did? Okay. What? Okay, hold on. Let's... Okay, what did you break? That broke something. What did it break? Should I be worried? I don't know. I don't know what's happening anymore, guys. I don't know what's going on. I heard something that sounded like things breaking. I don't know what's happening here. Alright, let me go ahead, take 75 gasoline. Can I parkour up here? And then we'll just go ahead, drop this fuel into there. Alright, so if I turn this off, and then I say, repair? What the goatfish do you mean repair? I just put you down! Alright, enable unpowered automatic. Huh, okay. Turn on. Okay, so the whole network is online. Is it just me, or do they change this a little bit? I don't remember the electrical power generator looking like that. And the interface is totally facing the wrong way, but it's okay. Okay, I don't know. That is really, really strange to me, though. So we'll see. But there we go. Fridge is online. I don't really have a great use for it at the moment. So I guess that means that the generator gets damaged anytime that it's online. It takes off damage as we go along. It really depends on how quickly this falls into disrepair. That is the big thing, right? If this ends up being like a really, really like over the top silly thing where it's just, if I end up having maybe like 100 lost an episode, that would be pretty savage. It wouldn't be the worst thing in the world for me personally on the series, but that would... Oh, dang! I lost 2 already! Holy crap, boys. Okay. Well, crap, man. I don't know. Alright. That is an actually brutal addition to the game. It's not really, like, the worst thing in the world, I guess, but still, that's pretty rough change to have to deal with. Alright, so, regardless, it does look really neat. I feel like that is actually looking quite good. But, it looks really nice in conjunction with everything else. I just really hope that that thing's not going to burn down that quickly. Gamma 3, because I know it's super dark for everyone. Gamma 3. Alright. And then, I suppose, next order of business real quick is I just need to go ahead collect some poopatrons, if I have any poopatrons to gather. Any of you guys been pooping lately? Staying regular? Huh? Come on, I know someone here's got some poop for me. Someone's got to have pooped. Somebody has to have pooped recently. Come on, game. You want to poop? Nope, you're not ready to defecate yet. Alright, what about you, Archer Davis? You want to poop? Ah, good old first. I don't like it. Alright, let me just go ahead and swoop that up. Let's go drop it off on our dung beetle friend. Hello, dung beetle. I'm going to need a lot more stuff from you, so I'm going to need you to get to work. Alrighty. So that is all underway. I guess this is gonna... So I have the thing where it's unpowered auto activation. So I guess this will stay on, and then it will turn off whenever this guy goes. That's an interesting thing. Alright, so I guess I'll just leave it there as for now. We have a generator, we have more electrical outlets. Both sides of this little base thing are connected now to power, which is nice. And we have that electrical generator, but dang, this breaking down is... that's something else. The rate of it seems really aggressive too, so that means like, if you were playing on a server and you're in a PvP server, good luck with that, man. That's all I can say, just good luck with that. That seems really, really rough. But either way, I suppose that'll be it for this episode, guys. I hope you all did enjoy. If you did, consider leaving a like rating down below. Subscribe to the channel if you are new. And we will see you guys next time. So take care, everybody. And ciao for now, I suppose. Yeah, ciao for now.